Let me now go and fix the score, make it back to 0-0, and let's have our treat for the night, the Tier 0 games. It's 2 series, I believe. Let's see who's playing. So it's Passion Daddies versus Socialized Healthcare, and we have Dragoon versus Neblime versus Razor Sukia versus Why I'm Noob or Shroom of Doom. So we have Dragoon representing Team Passion Daddies versus Neblime for Team Socialized Healthcare. Neblime is one of the CPL organizers, so to give him a big shout out, because he's doing such a great job for this league right now. Spawning here at the bottom right position, the Terran player Neblime versus the Protoss player spawning in the top position in the teal. It's Dragoon. The map is Overwatch, as you know, and now we're excuse me, my voice needed some break there. Now that we are onto our Tier 0 games, oh, that A game you can say, we are gonna see some like real good games, and quite possibly I'm not even gonna be able to catch everything that's going on in the game, so I'm kinda happy for that. It's still funny how these players can sometimes, just with their sheer understanding and control of the game, they can still do everything better than me and force me to not see everything, even though I'm Zubr and I technically have vision over everything that's going on the map. It's just funny. And that is a perfect timing. He came when he had exactly 100 minerals. And yeah, Dragoon managing to go for that gas steal. Early gas steal, which is quite effective on 2-player maps. Now I'm gonna go for gas zone. And that probe's gonna be annoying, trying to damage the SCV. How is that SCV at 54 health? Was it repaired? The probe does 5 damage. Yeah, it was being repaired. Okay, so Neblime not overcommitting to killing this gas. Defending quite well. And I wonder what's the response gonna be. So what the Terran player can do is pull like 2 to 3 SCVs and with a Marine, take this scout and then go for a standard game. Or they can go for the somewhat standard nowadays fast expansion to the bunker, and yeah, it seems like that's going to be what the pro players, the Terran player will do. And this is quite effective since the Protoss has invested that into like that 100 minerals early on, so you know that their Dragoons are going to be late. And that SCV should throw down bunker right now, and we should be pretty safe there. Come on, throw down bunker. Don't make me look bad. Throw down bunker, please. And yeah, Protoss player, as I said, he will have his goons way later. It's now 3:20 and goon range just started. Yes, first goon is almost out, but okay, here's the bunker. I'm quite happy. Seems like he pulls 1 SCV. Managed to scout the sneaky proxy gates that were coming up, and we see Dragoon confirming that, saying well played. Maybe it's just very good modern player, maybe it's slight tilt. I'm not sure. But honestly, even now that the Terran managed to scout that, what are they gonna do? Like their gas was so late, they were forced to spend 400 more minerals into taking days. And yeah, I am liking the Protoss position, even though like he has some gateways that are being scouted in the middle of the map. It's just one gateway, so it could be just for some pressure. Now Crossplayer is trying to fake that he's going for an expand. It's not gonna be such a scary aggression as it is. And that will mostly work if we didn't have the scout of that proxy gate. Okay, so SCV in the main base being picked off, gun range is finished. These guns should start knocking on this bunker any second now, just as soon as Dragoon realizes. Yeah, we can see the Dragoons trying to inch forward. That gas it's amazing that the gas is still not being taken, and wow, that was very fast pickup of that bunker. So Dragoon has quite a huge opportunity over here, because like there is no factory for the turret there, and I think that is gonna be it, because it's just ranged Dragoons versus no higher tech from the Terran player. SCVs and Dragoons cannot, SCVs and Brains cannot beat Dragoons, and it's taking very heavy losses. And yeah, as you can see, that gas steal was quite effective. Yeah, we can see Neblan tapping out, and we have wait, what is going on? I think what this happened is that Side Zero sent the wrong replays. Is that possible? Let me see who's playing in the other one. Just hold on a second, guys. I will cast the games, but oh. Why was? Oh no, it's week 2. It's week 2. I'm an idiot. Yeah, Nebline was. Okay, so he did send me the wrong replays. I wanted to cast Passion Valleys versus Team Socialite Cut here, but he sent me Operation Indecision versus Samyang. That's okay. So we will continue our Operation Indecision versus Samyang Fire, and I will need to use my stream title. And we have 1-0 for our Protoss player, Dragoon. Okay, so let's jump into game number 2. I really wanted to cast Soul Silver's games, but it's not gonna happen. Not today. Anyway, so we have the players, and I think my score was wrong, wasn't it? That's a bad score. Okay, so we have our Protoss player Dragoon fighting for team. Dragoon was Samyang Fire, I believe. So trying to take his team off of the dirt that they fall into with their tier 3 games. Dragoon spawning here at the top left position versus Nebline spawning in the bottom left position. And to like the Terran player that was earlier playing PvP, tier 3 Terran, what's going on over here? Nebline is a really good player. Nebline fighting for Operation Indecision. Let's see if he can take it on that map, which Bonnet, one of the best processes right now. Foreign process. Jokingly calls Terran Spirit, so it's just the name of the map and the nature that Bonnet thinks it's overpowered for Terran. Could it be enough? Is that gonna be what sways the favor into Neblime's favor? We're gonna find out in this game. Okay, so the Terran player going for very, very safe, very defensive build. Protoss player scouted the middle. He didn't want to face any BBS shenanigans. I recently watched Modus' stream and he was it was quite funny because he was playing against a Terran who was way out of his league. Like the Terran was much weaker than Modus was, but the Terran kept BBSing him every game and they faced like 4 times. The Terran player BBSed him I believe 3 times and he won every time he BBSed him. It was hilarious. Modus got a bit mad, but when Modus is mad, he's not that tilted. I think it's just Terran players get way more tilted when losing from Protoss players, because like Modus is handling tilt or handling losses quite well, even when he is a bit too salty about it. And same goes for Tasteless, who is now streaming, by the way. If you didn't know, Tasteless is streaming. Tasteless is back, and he's not playing Battletoads. So you can go and check Tasteless' stream. He's actually playing Brood War. His games are more fun than they are educational, but I believe at some point Tasteless will get back into his form, and we might, who knows, we might even get our favorite caster's showdown. Nebline was going for a fast expansion, but he decided to cancel that and abandon this idea. It's such a nice wall here. He decided to abandon this idea because he saw the Zelt, he saw the early aggression, but now with the Zelt and Dragoon, the Prospector can do so much more. It's incredible how much more you can do with the Zelt and Dragoon. That's why it's very pivotal to not lose these ones up early on when you're doing the push. So like right now this is fine because like he damaged a bunch of these units, and most importantly the Terran will be going for will still be going for his expansion plans. Sometimes what Terrans can do in this situation is, okay, the Protoss is aggressive, and if they manage to pick up that Zealot early enough, they will go and be aggressive on their own. And then it really turns out into a micro battle that should be a bit more favorable for the Protoss, but the Terrans can do so much of one base, especially the Protoss is well prepared. But we saw that Dragoon scouted his Terran opponents going for the expansion and decided to throw down expansion of his own to not be too late on that expansion timing, and so far it's going quite well. Obviously we can see that Dragoon had to cut some probes to get that trading 1 goon for 1 SCV. It's not ideal. I doubt it's gonna be the thing that loses you the game, so it's good. And yes, the Terran had that siege in the high ground. Yeah, he needs to inch a bit more forward, and it does. Basically, this aggression is stopped. Terran Protoss needs to back off, and he does that. The Protoss is respecting the Terran. It's going up to 4 gateways in a row. It's going to be a 5th gateway, so we will see an aggressive play out of. That's very smart position, good position. So the Protoss monitors this thing, the bridge, and he would know if the turn will be going out for some vulture aggression, as the turn tried to do. And in such a case, the Terrans. Okay, so Protoss saw it. In this case, the Terran's alternative is to go over this path, but Protoss already blocked that. So I saw that the Protoss had vision briefly over the goon, the vulture that was coming out. But let's see what's going to be their action. So Terran just wants to confirm if the Protoss was very greedy and took his third really early. And he sees that that's not the case. He's going to lay down a mine just to be annoying. So now you cannot take your third base unless you have an observer. Spotting over that. And I believe what happened, and I missed it, was Terran scanned the Protoss natural to see if he can run in. He saw all these dragoons defending. He decided that it's better not to do it. Which is a very good decision. Okay, so we see that probe being here. Terran player also saw it and needs to come and pick it up. Maybe. Quite likely. Yep. And that shot missed, but still damaged. Oh wow, nice micro. I thought that mine was gonna hit 100%. Okay, so Terran player going up to 4 factories. So we saw that the Protoss player taking these 5 gateways was signaling that he would like to go for a bit of an army heavy composition before going into his third base. Now we see that the Terran player is doing the same. He's going to 4 factories before his starport, so before his upgrades or his command center. And these, from the Terran's perspective, is also signaling I am willing to go for a bit of a bigger army before I go for my later game plan, which is either upgrades or command center. And let's see how these two strategies are gonna match. I believe that is the correct response from the Terran player. And we just saw the Terran player scanning. He sees the Citadel, but he doesn't see any other tech. So at this point, he could be double guessing what's going on. Like, he knows there's a robo out because he saw the observers, and he saw that. So it could either be DT drops, or it could be just that the Protoss player was going for faster arbiter. What the Terran player can pretty much disregard is the possibility of failures. Even though he didn't see the cybernetics orb when he scanned, he saw that the Doom was done so early. Okay, so we have another scan. So the Terran wants to know what's the Protoss army like. Let's see what that shuttle bomb is going to do. It was quite a good. Zod bomb did not unload all the Zelds because of the nice focus fire. And I believe because the shuttle was not... Oh, that mine because the shuttle was picked off, that was Terran's only chance of holding that push, which he took quite well, but it was just not good enough. The mischance was not in his favor, and these Dragoons were enough to keep the tank in 2 volleys. Well done. Waking up 3 AM after passing out drunk. I was drunk yesterday. Now I can sleep. Yeah, perfect timing. And you're tuning into the best games right now, because it's tier 1. We went through all tier 3 games, and it's valid character. You are from Team Passion Daddies. Yes, you're my teammate. I wanted to cast Passion Daddies versus Socialized out here, but I couldn't because I was not provided with the replays for that, unfortunately. But nevertheless, we have quite some fun games going on. We just saw that Neblime lost to Dragoon, but honestly, Dragoon is quite a strong player. And that was good because in the previous series, in the tier 3 bracket, Socialized Samyang Fire took heavy losses, and the score was 4-1. So now Dragoon managed to bring it back, and the score is now 2-4. So, and also you are coming at possibly the best time, because we are now gonna treat ourselves with a TBC. So, just what you like. Why I'm noob of Shroom of Doom? He is the Terran player playing here for Operation Indecision, and Razrosuke, am I saying that correct? Or Lost Record. I'm gonna go with Lost Record. Lost Record is way easier to say. Let's see if they played 2 versus bottom. They did not. What is that? Why do they have such an early drone going across the map? Is that gonna be an in-base hatchery? I'm calling it as an in-base hatchery. Let's see if I'm wrong. By the way, if you can sleep after the cast, because that's unfortunately the last series for today, go back to the first games. It was Borisu as a Terran player. It was quite an unforgettable set of games, I'm gonna say. And I'm not gonna say anything else, but we saw Borisu pulling off some very, let's say, unorthodox strategies. I'm not gonna say if they worked or not, but it was pretty fun. Definitely recommend that. Also, Lise was casting with me about 3 hours ago, but he just got like really tired at some point, so I had to go. I'm continuing the stream marathon. Maybe I'll do another cast for when it's daytime in the States, so you're gonna be able to catch up better. Yeah, I guessed it right. I'm happy with myself. It's an in-base hatchery. Let's see if that works. As I was saying earlier, Overwatch is such a huge map. Okay, so we see Shroom of Doom doing better job with the wall. And as I was saying, on this map, because like 4 and 5 pulls were scarier than pretty much everything else that the Zerg can pull as a cheese strategy, that wall is quite necessary. But he sees with the ICPs that it's not a 4 or 5 pull, so he's not worried about filling the gap as fast as he can. But little does he know, there's already a hatchery in his base. It's almost complete, and it's gonna be very well timed with the pull. I was wondering why he sent the drone so early, but it must have been that if Terran goes for this sort of wall, A, it can go into the main base, and B, it is not scouted. See if Shroomdun has vision over that creep. He does not, and I don't believe he will. Yeah, Talcross is not a very easy map to hold in. Yeah, if you look really closely, you can see. Okay, now he can see it, but you can see that creep being on the map. Oh, is that gonna be a disaster? It's 4 links against 2 Marines. That doesn't go well for the Marines. And as I was saying, that is a link type wall. There are no Marines to kill the Zerglings while they're bringing down the wall. And the Zergler managed to supply block the turn now. So Sunken pushing into his base. There's a Vulture, let's see. Like, he needs the best Vulture micro ever. And I mean, Shroom does have quite a good micro, I gotta say, but not being showcased right now. Okay, so the third player wants to surround the next Vulture that's gonna come out, and yeah, it's a GG. So quite an interesting strategy from our Zerg player, Lost Record. I'm not even gonna attempt to say his other name. That was in the series. And we can see Samyang Fire again being 1 game ahead. Let's go to our next map on Overwatch. Can Shroomdun bring it back? I mean, he is a caster buddy, so I'm kind of rooting for him, but I also want to have a more balanced series after the Samyang Fire versus Operation Indecision Tier 1 versus Tier 0 and Tier 3. So I sort of want Lost Record to win right now, but I also am rooting for Shroomdun at the same time, so I don't really know. Let me update the record. So Lost Record just won our previous game, so that makes it 1-0. That is where a co-caster is very handy, because they can introduce the players while I do my overlay magic. Now we'll try to have a better overlay for next time. So this time it is actually standard play from Zerg. No early drones, no early pulls, and the correct scouting pattern. I like it. It's quite a good strategy, especially if you went very cheesy in one of the games to go standard in the other one, because if your opponent cannot shake it off because you were so aggressive earlier, and they try to be very defensive by playing standard or greedy, you get another advantage. So it's also about that mental game, not just about the game Starcraft, especially in series best of 3, best of 5, and so on. I believe I'm usually performing better in the series than I am in individual matches, because I sometimes try to get into the head of my opponent and do exactly what they think I'm not going to be doing. Yeah, as I was saying about my overlay, right now all we can see is the scores over here. I did try to set up the official CPL overlay, but it was harder than I thought. And I did it literally right after work. I even had to leave work earlier so that I can get on the time that I agreed to at least to start the cast. But yeah, setting up the overlay took way more time than I expected. So no overlay this time, maybe overlay next time. Next time might be tomorrow, I don't know. And we'll see if I have issues with my internet again, it will not be. But so far on that connection with that provider, it's going pretty well, honestly, and I can't really complain. So, back into the game. Everything's going standard, but let's pay some attention. Yeah, not a huge deal, but it's good if all the casters are consistent with their overlays. And the really helpful one is the one that hides the replay bar, the progress bar by default. So that even if I suck and I forget to hide it, you guys can see it. But even though I like that and I think it's useful, I also hate it. Because you can see what's going on at this side of the map. And I really need to set hotkeys to hide it and show it. I think it's easier that way. Just sometimes you have to bear with me not being able to hide it properly. Okay, so that SCV scouted that there is no layer. Good reaction. So the SCV scouted that there is no layer until 3:30, which would generally signal earlier aggression by the Zerg player. And as we can see, it was Zergling aggression. So what Shroom of Doom did was he built that depot, so the wall is like so links can turn by from over there, and like these links right now are really annoying, but they still can't run in because of the SVs that are over here. And let's see what the worker micro is like. Like honestly, worker micro can be the best, can mean the most in especially in the early game. And we do have 2 links running by, managing to pick 1 marine, and that's it. Okay, so good aggression by the Zerg player, but definitely didn't do as much as he was hoping for, I believe. Picking off 3 marines and maybe an SCV, while good, I don't know if it's worth all these like 10 links that the Zerg invested in earlier. And we have lair almost completed. Let's see what's gonna be the tech of choice. Given that there is no Hydroden yet, I'm gonna say it's not gonna be lurkers, it's gonna be Mutalisks, but let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so Spire. Thankfully I wasn't wrong. The way I was able to tell for people who don't really play TVZ or the Zerg players that want to improve a bit, maybe the very low tiers, tier 3, maybe tier 2 at the bottom. If you're going for lurkers and you want to go for lurkers as fast as possible, you need to start your Hydroden when your lair is halfway done the latest. If you start your Hydroden exactly when your lair is halfway done, your Hydroden and your lair will complete at the same time, so you will be able to start your lurker upgrade right as your lair completes. And seeing no Hydroden when the lair was almost done, I was able to tell that it was probably not going to be lurkers. Let's see if that Sunken is going to be done when the push is... Okay, so Shroudum being a bit hesitant, I believe he had like a very tiny window of opportunity and he could have gone right before the Sunkens were complete. Maybe he would have been successful, but now with these 4 Sunkens, especially if he makes some links, okay, he's making 2 sets, which I believe is going to be enough. I think what Shroudum is currently waiting for is his... where is it? His Marine range upgrade, even though I cannot... Okay, here's the Academy, I'm blind. Zerg's going for a bit of a counter. He knows where the Terran army is. And yeah, he's able now to pick off reinforcements, which is huge. So the attack over here is going to be no more because these reinforcements were picked off. And the bio army is really strong when they're all together. If you can separate the bio army, that's the best way you can defend against it. Okay, so these Mutalisks have a high ground advantage, which was good, but they also had vision. Whew, that was intense. But now it seems that more or less the aggression is over. I really want to see the Zerg players going for. He's gonna lose these Mutalisks. Losing 2 Mutalisks, not the end of the world, but it's pretty bad. It basically means that the Zerg needs to chill the fuck out for now. So he probably needs to pull that one Mutalisk of the Mutaflock. Current player is going for that starport. We'll be going for that science facility as soon as the starport is completed. To get science vessels, and as soon as you take into science vessel and you irradiate, the Zerg aggression has to stop. This Mutalisks. Why can I not say that word? The plural of mutus is not effective anymore. Jesus. I think it's just the 3 hours of testing. Okay, so we are gonna have Lurker aspect almost done and actually being taken over here. I think it's better if we take it over here. But, these slings are really gonna kill that one marine that is being annoying. And the Zerg is gonna go for... Okay, Lurkers. He's keeping the turn contained, so there is no reason to try and go for a Lurker at their camp over there. Every second that you can use to delay the science facility is huge, so that was a very good pickup. That's just one turret. Yeah, you can micro it very easily. That is really good mute aggression out of loss record. And while all that is happening, he is macroing and he got his third base. I don't really know the reason behind like building the hatchery over here instead of over there, but Lost Record is definitely better Zerg player than my Zerg knowledge is, so I'm not gonna tell him. Just gonna assume that's correct. And it's taking up to Hive already with 2 evolution chambers. So with the 2 evos we can assume that this is gonna be for melee and for carapace upgrades. So we're gonna have a heavy ultralink defiler coming up in a few minutes. Right now it's just being annoying and trying to do like a sort of a soft contain on turn player, similar to what Protoss do with their dragoons. Obviously that's more annoying and deadlier, but tanks even without siege can... Oh, that is such a clutch play. Tanks even without siege can pick all these lurkers. So yeah, that contain is inevitably gonna be broken at some point. But it's just being annoying. And it's forcing the Terran to have their attention on multiple places. And oh, that's gonna be huge if he manages to pick the first science vessel. That's so close. It's definitely worth it to dive with these mutas, even if you lose 1 or 2 mutas doing that. Picking off that first science vessel is so huge because, as I said, your expiration time of your muta harass is when the science vessel is out and has enough energy for irradiate. Picking up that first science vessel means that he needs to rebuild a science vessel and also needs to wait for 25 energy. Because irradiate is 75 and you start your vessels with 50. He is now trying to pick the second science vessel, but it's a bit too early, so these moves are there a bit too early. We see nice marine push out, being able to take all these links. They are not scary links yet. That very important upgrade is not done, so they're not cracklings. But we see the Valor Mount being done, and as I said, these are melee and armor upgrades for the Zerg there. And Consume is being researched right now, so that's huge. Theron is going for that aggression, which I believe is indeed his best chance to come back into the game, because after losing the science vessel and the Mutacara doing way more than he should have, he is in a disadvantageous position right now, and his best way coming back into this game is to try and break one of the bases, either the natural or the third base, but the third is obviously harder. Right before the Defilers come. Because right now we have Defilers, so that Defiler is almost done, Consume is almost done. As soon as Consume is out and Defiler is out, Terran needs to respect that and back off. The only thing that Terran can do after seeing that Defilers and Consume is out is irradiating the Defiler. He saw the Defiler with the scan and he did exactly that. There are some Scourge. Let's see if the Scourge can connect with the science vessels. Okay, so Scourge coming here, trying to flank the vessels, and right now was the opening when they should have gone. Good irradiate on that second Defiler, but it did its job. It threw a Dark Swarm over here. We see that Zergler is going for the progression while that is happening. The one thing that I'm really missing, right now from the Zergler is the Ultra Damping from down tower. Because yeah, you are on 3 gases, and 3 gases is quite hard if you want to produce both Ultras and Defilers. But honestly, there's nothing that's stopping you. Oh, so he built that hatchery here because the main resource that he cared about was the gas. So okay, I get that now. Okay, so we have a respectable army of the Terran player and a respectable army of the Zerg player. Neither can really engage the other because the Terran DPS is so high. If you go anywhere near them, they will punish you for that. But the Terrans can also not attack the Zerg because Dark Swarm exists, and under Dark Swarm, no ranged units do any damage. So Zerg went for Burrow, and will prevent this command center from landing, which is annoying. We heard another Defiler dying over here. Oh, these 2 connections were very huge, and frankly I don't see yet the Terran decided to transition into dropships, which right now might be what costs him the game, because having no science vessels, okay, that's the only science vessel that's on the map right now. And having 1 science vessel is definitely not enough. to fight that Zerg army. That said, some bio drops are very deadly, especially if done right, as a surprise to the Zerg player. Obviously it's not going to be surprised because there's that one muta that's scouting for it. Excuse me, my voice giving up. But the bio drops can still do a lot. I think bio drops are the correct way to navigate this game right now, because the Zerg player managed to pick more than half of Terran's science vessels. I don't agree with him having only 3 science vessels, but the Zerg player managed to pick more than half of the Terran's science vessels. And a very good way to tell how the game is going is to look at the science vessel number, the TBZ. Yeah, as you can see that these slings are preventing the command center from landing, and also are doing the scouting. So Zerg knows to counterattack, but Terran is going for that drop. Zerg is throwing down Dark Swarm, which might be enough to defend it. So he can pick up that lurker, but pretty much that drop is done for. These drops are pretty strong when they manage to catch your opponent off guard and they don't have the army to deal with it. But as we saw here, if Zerg has sufficient information and expects the drop, they're not as effective. Okay, so I believe that that plague is huge. Had he managed to plague the science vessels as well, these spore colonies would have been so much deadlier. He threw irradiates on almost all of the lurkers over there, so Terran player will be able to push quite possibly into the Zerg's 3rd base natural expansion, so the Zerg's 4th base, but not anytime soon. If he's not using that medic micro, that can really help you against irradiated marines to not waste all your medic energy. Right now this is the main point of tension on the map. Terran players doing a very good job, but all these science vessels except one were plagued. So these spore colonies now are one shot every single science vessel who's near them. Okay, so now everything in the Terran army has been plagued, and especially with good upgrades. Let's see what's the link upgrades. If we can manage to find one, but we can't really right now. There's so much going on. But okay, so first link. He has 2-2 on links. So 2-2 is a pretty good, especially against 2-0. Yeah, so Terran has no armor. Sure, with these plagues being thrown down, Terran cannot really rely on their armor, but so many of the flyers too. I like it. Okay, so I was really a fan and I wanted to see some ultras being made. And we have the ultra list covered, but we don't have any ultra upgrades. And sadly, we don't really have the bank for ultras. That also means that the Surfer is doing a very good job. Yeah, oh my god, did you see that? That spore colony just managed to pick up all the science vessels because of that plague. Yeah, marines are retarded, they do that sometimes. these defilers bringing the marine aggro over to them, and that one lurker being an MVP. I was really rooting for. Oh, look at that! Even the command center is off center. I was really rooting for Shroom of Doom here, but it seems that invalid character. Oh, sorry, invalid character. You're in chat, and I'm reading your messages. Seems that Lost Record managed to put enough pressure on Shroom of Doom so that he can't really do anything. Oh wow, that creep is actually from that sunken rather than any of these. I find that funny. Plenty of stuff going into Nidus. Let's see what the Zerkler is gonna do from here. Like I was saying literally just moments ago that the Zerkler is doing such a good job because they are being so dominant on the map, and as you can see from here, but like really later on in the game you need to have strategy. What will be your end game move? How do you want to finish the game? Is it gonna be like Doom drops with Defilers and the Terran's main base? Is it gonna be Lurkers with Dark Swarm? Is it gonna be Ultralisks with Links and good upgrades? Right now the Zerkler is not really doing neither. I saw him doing the Ultra upgrades, so to me that means that he would like to go for the Ultras, but he's also going like very Lurker heavy. Keeps losing Defilers. Not the end of the world because he has so many bases, and as I'm saying that, we see the Zerg's 5th be going down. That drone popped immediately. Is that a +3 attack? Yeah, that's a +3 attack. They're so good. And even though he was going for Lurker Ultra upgrades and he's now building some Ultras, it seems like his endgame move will be Lurkers under Dark Swarm, as I was saying. Really the only good responses from Terran that they can do here is if they want to stay on that bio play, heavy bio play, obviously keep your vessels alive and build Battle Cruisers or go for the mech. We see that Shroom Doom, yeah, basically as soon as you have Dark Swarm throw down at your natural, you know the game is lost, and that's what Shroom Doom did. He has pretty good game sense. He realized he couldn't really do much else in this game and throws down the towel. Throws the GG into the chat, and we are gonna have quite a balanced actually outcome out of our tier 3 and tier 0 games we have so far. Score is 4-3 for Operation Indecision, but really anything can happen in the tier 1 and tier 2 games. So Samyang Fire being one game behind right now, one set behind, but I don't know if they can make it into the into the tiers. Let's see what the other games were and if they were casted. I will tell you where to continue watching the series. Samyang Fire versus Socialized Healthcare. Okay, so there was a cast on Thursday of tier 1. You can see it on the CPL Twitch channel, and nope, I'm telling lies. Lies. Operation Indecision versus Samyang Fire. Tier 1 was cast by Laser Slime and Nebline on the 8th this month, and it's on Nebline's Twitch channel, so you can follow the series over there. And tier 2 games are still up for the taking. Let's Let's see. I don't think I will cast him, but you don't know. You never know. Yeah, so that was it for this time. Join me tomorrow or today, maybe, for a second cast, depending on your time region and my availability. Hope you enjoyed it. It was quite a good series, I'm gonna say. Definitely do recommend rewatching the games of Borisu from the beginning. They were quite fun, something else. And the tier 0 games were honestly very good, even though they both end up in 2-0. I do like it when games go to match 3, but alas, we didn't see any of that this time. Anyway, stay safe, stay home, play Starcraft, watch Starcraft, do whatever you want with Starcraft, but try to stay in. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.